Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 198. So only 2 more episodes to go before I can celebrate that I have made the news shows for 200 weeks straight. But in this week's news show, Tesla is absolutely dominating the European BEV market. And even though we are missing a couple of months, the Model Y has probably already won the European sales race in 2023. Setting all kinds of new records. And another week, another nail in the coffin for hydrogen. And the Tesla Model 3 refreshed wins the best car purchase of the year. While Volkswagen is reporting that their orders are melting rapidly. And Jefferies are out making a fool of themselves, saying Tesla should probably cancel the Cybertruck. The most pre-ordered vehicle in history. Sure. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Tesla is dominating the European BEV market and the Tesla Model Y is the king. So I made a whole video this week about Tesla's complete dominance in the European BEV market. So if you want to learn all the details, check that one out, link down below. But I just wanted to add some more context as Roland shared this nice chart on X this week, where we have the European car sales by brand from January to October. And here we can see Tesla is up only 100%. Yes, as you can see, Tesla is the fastest growing car company in Europe, even though almost everyone is up, as the European car market has recovered pretty nicely here in 2023. No one is rising as fast as Tesla. And this is not the BEV market, this is just the car market. Even though Tesla is actually doing the impossible with all the new competition coming into the BEV market, Tesla is still growing in Europe in BEV market share. Should not be possible, but a great testimony to how fast Tesla is actually growing compared to the competition. And data released by ACEA confirms that Tesla's market share in the overall car market in the European Union grew from 2.5% for the January to October 2023 time period, up from 1.2% last year in the same period. Tesla is the fastest growing car company in Europe, so much for the Tesla Q telling us deluded fanboys that Tesla was doomed in Europe, right? And then the new thesis is that EV adoption is slowing down, and that is why Volkswagen has cut the EV production at their factories, and Ford and GM has also cut back on their EV targets they promised because of lack of e-demand. But if we look at this chart from Roland as well, we can see the EV adoption in the different quarters over the last 4 years, and we can see a little growth in Q1, but a big and steady growth in Q2, and in Q3 we actually see a much bigger growth than we have seen over the last couple of years. Not as big as from 2020 to 2021, but a lot bigger than 2021 to 2022. So if we look at the numbers, well, it looks to me like the EV adoption in Europe is actually speeding up. But Volkswagen is saying there is a EV demand problem. Well, I guess they are forgetting the elephant in the room, Tesla. Because we can also look at this chart I showed in my video, just how much Tesla has grown in the different countries around Europe. Huge growth, and as we just saw, up 100%. So Tesla, that is only selling BEVs, is not seeing a demand problem. Ain't that strange? The number shows us one thing, but the legacy automakers are trying to say something else. Weird. At the same time, in the US, Ford is out saying it is scaling back plans for the $3.5 billion battery plant in Michigan as consumers move to electric vehicle more slowly than expected and labor costs rise and the company move to cut costs. So they will be moving forward with the plant, but in slightly smaller size and scope than they originally announced. So they will not be catching Tesla after all, is what they are out saying. And again, just look at this chart I showed before. Ford is seeing demand issue for their electric SUV, but Tesla's Model Y has become the best-selling car in the world. Something is not right here, but we do know what the problem is.
You have been weighed. You have been measured.
And you absolutely
have been found wanting. Welcome to the new world.
So in short, Tesla is growing fast, faster than anyone else in Europe, while the old legacy automakers are seeing problem with demand. So if this trend continues, it will not be hard to guess where this ends. Before we jump back into today's news story, I got something exciting to share with you. My video today is brought to you by Ground News, a unique and innovative news platform that is changing the way we consume news. Ground News isn't your typical news aggregator. Launched in 2018 by a visionary ex-NASA engineer, this platform is the world's first to focus on news comparison. Imagine having access to a whopping 60,000 news articles daily, all organized to allow you to see the different perspective on the same story. With Ground News, you can get just that. But here's the kicker. Ground News goes beyond just representing the news. They reveal the political leaning and reliability of different news sources. Thanks to independent third-party news monitoring organizations, you get to see not just what is being reported, but also the political bias behind it. This feature is a game changer, especially when looking at how different media cover stories like Tesla's recent lawsuit. Plus, they have this cool feature called Blind Spot. It highlights news that is being reported predominantly by either the left or the right, like the buzz around Elon Musk's free speech, which saw scarce coverage from the left-leaning source. I've been using Ground News, and I can honestly say this is a powerful tool for cutting through media bias and staying informed. Go to ground.news/bestinTesla to check it out. You can subscribe through my link for as little as $1 a month, or get 40% of unlimited access to the Vantage subscription, which is the one I'm using. The offer ends at the 30th of November, so hurry up. When you subscribe, you're not only supporting me, you are also supporting an independent platform trying to make the news more transparent. And a big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video. So while the others are screaming about no one wants EVs, Tesla's Model Y has probably already won the European sales race for 2023. The Tesla premium midsize SUV finished the first 10 months as #1, and if recent trends prevail, its best-selling month of the quarter are still to come with November and December. The Model Y has accounted for 73% of Tesla's 291,404 total sales after 10 months in Europe. And to put those great numbers into perspective, last year, in all of 2022, Tesla sold 196,568. So Tesla has already beaten last year's record by 32%, with the two biggest months still to go. And if you're thinking, but I hear all the time for so many people that Tesla is doomed in Europe, and every quarter they send me charts and showing that Tesla is losing to the competition. Well, that is what I would call a good old Gordon Johnson tactic, to show how bad it looks for Tesla in Europe in the first month of a quarter, as many Teslas are being shipped from China in the first month and a half. But then he is completely silenced in the end of the quarter when all these ships arrives in Europe. But here is how it looks when you meet people that are talking about this. The slow start to each quarter meant that in January, the Model Y was ranked number 32 before winning the month of February and March and the whole quarter. In April, the SUV was number 16 before rising to number 1 both in May and June. In July, another first month of the quarter, they were number 17, and then they won the month of August and September. You see a trend here. This year, the Model Y has been Europe's top seller 6 times. The Sandero was number 1 in January, April, and October, while Volkswagen's T-Roc was number 1 in July. So in the month, Tesla is exporting cars on ships around the world. The other car manufacturer in Europe have a chance. In the rest of the year, the Model Y is just the all-dominating force in Europe, EV or otherwise. The Model Y would be the first electric car to finish the year as Europe's #1 seller. It would also be the first mid-size car to do so. It would also be the first premium car to do so, and it would also be the first non-European car company in the modern era to do so. Not even Ford, GM or Toyota has been able to do what Tesla does with the Model Y. What the Model Y is doing is unheard of, shattering all records and any doubt about EV demand. The best-selling car in Europe and China and the world is the Tesla Model Y. Another place Tesla is doing great is in China, where we see the effect of the refreshed Tesla Model 3. As we can see on this chart, Tesla's Model 3 sales completely disappeared as they were retooling the factory for the refreshed version, and Tesla exporting the first many produced refreshed Model 3 towards Europe and elsewhere, but by the end of October, Tesla has started selling them domestically in China as well. And we can see how the Tesla Model 3 sales have taken off again, and Tesla is now back over 15,000 cars sold domestically in China a week. So that's very nice. And Tesla did also come out with a new video this week talking about the refreshed Model 3 and how Tesla really tried to bring the best possible product to market. And we also learned that Tesla might have a new product in the pipeline for the refreshed Model 3, their missing performance version. As Tesla's engineer has said, the Model 3 performance will come out in the first half of 2024 and that it will be pretty special. As I said in my video about the possible Plaid version of the Model 3, because when Tesla didn't come out with their most expensive and profitable version first of a new ramp-up, they were probably cooking something special up behind the scenes, and that seems to be exactly what is happening. Tesla says it left a few things on the table in 2017 due to production hell and trying to scale up production. Tesla suggests there was loads more potential with the original performance and that the 2024 Model 3 performance is to address that and realize that potential, with driving enthusiasts at the center of the significant engineering work that is taking place. The company is hinting that there's a whole lot more to the 2024 Model 3 performance, including significant hardware and software changes. Oh boy, can't wait to see this one, as the old performance Model 3 did beat the BMW M3 around the racetrack, as Top Gear showed us, and therefore set a whole new standard for performance in a small family sedan. And Tesla seems to be taking this to a whole new level in 2024. Can't wait. We got a great list of Tesla facts this week, just showing Tesla is accelerating while almost everyone else is braking. And they are already way out in front. As PG or something like that shared on X these Tesla facts, I thought I would pass on as they were just kind of mind-boggling. Tesla's installs 3.6 new supercharging stations every single day with an average of 9 connectors. Every second day there is a new Tesla showroom somewhere around the planet. So yes, people are complaining there is not enough showrooms and service centers, and that might be true, but it is not like Tesla is not doing something about it. Every second day they open a new one. I mean, damn. And mobile service fleet grow by 0.83 every day on average, so 5 every 6 days. Tesla's global vehicle inventory day of supply equals 16. Ford is 96 days. Tesla's cost of goods sold per vehicle is decreasing at an average of 1.5% every quarter. And Tesla collects around 1.7 million miles on full self-driving data every day. But actually 123 million miles driven every day by its fleet collecting data, all of them. And of course 1.9 million charging sessions every single day. And Tesla's profits around $5,500 per vehicle sold. And Tesla sells 5,300 cars every day and is growing. Tesla hires 78 new employees every single day. And Tesla's energy profits were over 20% of the overall net income gap in Q3. So much for being just a car company. Tesla deploys a 15 megapacks units every day. And just to add to that, over $500 million worth of new Tesla megapacks were spotted at the Lathrop factory this week. And Tesla daily revenue, $254 million, and daily profits, $20 million in the pocket every single day. Just some insane facts and really put into perspective what Tesla is doing and how fast they are growing. No one is keeping up with this. And expensive hydrogen projects continues to collapse all around us as Germany's largest electrolyzer for production of green hydrogen gives up. Even a hefty funding commitment couldn't save the project. The plant in the Schleswig-Holstein town of Heide, which was once praised as the largest electrolyzer in Germany to producing green hydrogen, will not be realized after all. The construction cost of the industrial plant, which should have an output of 30 megawatts, are simply too high. The plan was to use excess wind energy to produce hydrogen, just as we hear so many uninformed people screaming about. The flyers for the customers were all ready to go, but then it became clear that not everything that is technically possible is also economically viable. Oh my God, how many years have I been talking about this topic in my videos showing this will never work, and have reported on one dying hydrogen project after another because they are too expensive. Just like Mercedes that dropped their hydrogen car development after 30 years because it's too costly. I reported just last week that the French city that pioneered hydrogen buses will opt for battery electric ones in the future due to ongoing problems and high cost. Everfuel closing all stations in Denmark because of high cost. Shell closing stations in the UK and Germany because of high cost. German hydrogen train operator will switch to electric, as they said they have abandoned the idea for future hydrogen train, arguing the battery electric models are cheaper to operate. No shit, Sherlock. And the same goes from German hydrogen bus that got retired after just 1 year in operation because the filling station also broke down. And even one of the world's most bullish advocates for hydrogen had to admit that batteries are a better option than hydrogen for these huge-ass mining trucks. We are hearing about hydrogen dying projects basically on a monthly basis because of too high cost. And in this article, they have even talked about heating our homes with hydrogen. But as I showed in my video about the truth about hydrogen, a heat pump like the one in your Tesla that use working energy, so electricity, can convert 1 kilowatt of working energy to 3 kilowatt of heat energy. So with 100 kilowatt you will get 300 kilowatt of heat heating up your home, and that is why heat pumps are so efficient. But if you had a hydrogen boiler to make the heat for your house, like we have gas boilers today, we are talking about making 100 kilowatt of heat energy into 50 kilowatt of heat. So you would need 6 times as much energy to heat your house with a hydrogen boiler than an electric heat pump. Stupidity all the way to the bank. When will politicians start to open their eyes and see what is going on and stop wasting our tax money on this stupid technology? Yes, it is technically possible, but not economically viable and will never be. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. India is closing in on an agreement with Tesla that would allow it to ship its EVs to the country from next year and set up a factory within 2 years. Tesla would reportedly commit an initial minimum investment in the plant of around $2 billion and will look to increase the purchase of auto parts from the nation to as much as $15 billion. Tesla would also seek to make some batteries in India to bring down cost. A factory is being considered in Tamil Nadu. And we did see some more bad news for Fisker this week, as they got a notice from the New York Stock Exchange for reporting late on their filing. So that is not looking very good, but maybe it's because they only have bad news to share. As we know, they have only produced 5,877 units so far in the first 3 quarters of the year, even though in the start of the year they said they would produce 42,000 units, and I said that is probably unlikely, as that would be the fastest ramp of any new EV startup. But they also changed that to 32 to 36 and then down to 20 to 23, and now they're saying 13 to 17,000 units. But still hard to believe, as they have produced less than 2,000 units a quarter. So I don't think they will even get above 10,000 units, but let's see how this plays out. And Jeffries made a fool of themselves this week, saying that Tesla should probably cancel the Cybertruck. Tesla canceling the Cybertruck would probably be positive for shares. With 2024 already a lost year for growth, it would help Tesla to refocus on the edge that was built on simplicity, scale, and speed. So, for the last couple of years, people have been screaming about more models. Tesla need more models. And now Tesla is finally coming out with one more model, and now Jeffries wants to cancel it. The most pre-ordered vehicle in history. And 2024 is already a lost year for growth? What? So they don't think Tesla will grow in 2024? I think they have a little surprise coming their way, so let's check back on this article by the end of 2024. And just some cool pictures of the Cybertruck from this week. I just love this look of the front with the Cybertruck logo in the back there. I think the Tesla front looks absolutely amazing, and we have seen this video as well with the front where we can see it is an automatic front, so that's nice to see. And we also heard from a Tesla employee that test drives of the Cybertruck will be available in only a couple of weeks in the US, so that's pretty cool. But hey guys, we are talking next week, 4 days, and the Cybertruck will be launched. Hope you are ready for this, and I will of course live stream the event on my channel, so if you want to come and hang out and watch it together and watch the automotive industry being changed forever, come join me and hang out. And we saw Tesla make some advertising on a billboard saying, "Design the world's toughest truck." Ooh, a direct hit at Ford's Build Tough slogan. But we all know which one is real tough, not just big boy tough. But it does say payload capacity 2,500 pounds, so even though it's not 3,500 pound payload as they said at the reveal, but still better than any other EV pickup out there. And 11,000 pound towing capacity, also lower than the 14,000 pounds from the reveal, but still better than all the other guys. But one thing I don't get, why make an ad for a truck that has over 2 million reservations? Maybe just to get some halo effect from the Cybertruck. Because other than that, it does not make much sense in my opinion to advertise for a vehicle that is sold out for years. And the Cybertruck is now on display in many showrooms around the US, as we can see here in the New York showroom. I was in that showroom just here in June, hoping that I could see the Cybertruck on display, but unfortunately I did not get to see this one in person, but now many people can. And Stephen McRyan from Solving the Money Problem made a poll on X, and surprisingly, Tesla's retail investors strongly support Tesla investing in XAI. Me too. This will give Tesla just yet another edge against the competition. And the strike in Sweden continues, but it is not just Tesla that is striking, because the employees were actually happy working for Tesla. So now the union is trying to cut other suppliers to hurt Tesla, trying to force them into the union even though the employees don't want to. But making a strike at the Post North that delivers the license plates to Tesla. Man, these unions are nothing but mafias. They don't even care about the employees at the company and what they have to say. They just want the companies under their umbrella so the union can earn some more money. Just as Susanna Gideson, who is head of the union, said weeks ago that she rather like Tesla to leave Sweden than not sign an agreement. So she clearly doesn't care about the employees. She would rather make them unemployed than have Tesla not being in a union. Disgusting. Even Elon tuned in to Nicholas' tweet and said this is insane. Yeah, to say the least. And the Motley Fool, which is a very fitting name for this site with this foolish article. This must be some of the dumbest thing I have read in a long time. That people should stop buying Tesla stock and buy GM stock. You know, the company that is falling apart. This will be a very funny article to visit again in 3 or 4 or 5 years' time, but I will not spend a lot of time roasting this article because Stephen McRyan from The Money Problem had made a whole video on this article, so if you want to learn more, check that one out, link down below. And Neuralink introduced their PRIME study, their first clinical trial for humans that can help people with paralysis. So that is really going to be very exciting to follow. And Kyle Vogt, founder of GM's driverless car subsidiary Cruise, has resigned. So the downward trend for Cruise just continues. At the same time, ARK Invest also came out with this chart showing that Cruise is the one that has the least miles driven per crash. So yes, I still believe Cruise will just quietly die off in the background as it loses GM billions of dollars every year. And while Cruise is slowly dying, Tesla is about to take a huge leap forward with full self-driving. As Elon 2 weeks ago said, full self-driving version 12 would roll out in about 2 weeks, but we have heard those 2 weeks so many times that I don't think many people actually took this serious. But what do you know? 2 weeks later, full self-driving version 12 is now rolling out to employees. So this is kind of huge news, as this is the version that is 100% controlled by a neural network. So 100% AI that is driving the car. So this should in theory be the last build. There will of course come more updates to the system, but the fundamental structure should now be the last one. And we are basically now just waiting until we got enough data to it to have learned to drive better than a human. And Elon has confirmed this rollout and also said it feels very human-like. So that's good to hear and very exciting news. And on top of that, Ray for Tesla shared on X that Tesla China officially indicated today their prep work to roll out FSD beta is currently underway in a response to a reporter's inquiry. Though no specific timeline is given, I am guessing it will be when version 12 is ready, probably towards the end of December or early January 2024. So it really seems like Tesla's full self-driving really is moving on now and is about to enter the biggest car market in the world. A Norwegian Motor called the new Model 3 refreshed best car you can buy in Norway. And in rest of Europe, I might just add, Motor named the Model 3 the best car purchase of the year, just like I did in my video. And as they said, the new upgrades on a number of important points have really lifted the old crowd favorite. But there are several goodies for you on the hunt for a new car. Yes, like I have said, the Model 3 is killing the ICE car, as it makes no sense to buy the ICE car instead of the Model 3 refreshed with true cost of ownership calculated in. Only people that buys the true affordable, very affordable cars will still have to wait until Tesla comes out with the next gen vehicle, but everyone else that is looking to buy an ICE car that costs $25,000 or upwards should buy the Model 3 instead, hands down. Much better car, and over a 5-year period you will probably save a lot of money depending on how much you drive, of course. And the team at XAI is not kidding around, as Elon wrote on X. Grock will improve rapidly as it is only 3 months old. Our compute alone will double every 3 months. Now that is just insane. Double its compute power every 3 months. I think we found out why Nvidia had almost $2 billion more in revenue than expected, as XAI is buying their compute clusters hand over fist, it seems, and will continue to do so. The AI race continues. And Holmars shared this picture of the interior of the GM brand new Blazer EV. Could they make it more BlackBerry? Jesus, just look at this compared to the Tesla Model 3. Sleek and clean and a clusterfuck of buttons. And Elon posted on X, all design and engineering of the original Tesla Roadster is now fully open source. Whatever we have, you now have. So now you can dive in deep if you like to know more. And Alex shared some more bad news for the Volkswagen Group. Workers' Council Chairman Cavallo, in an internal memo to Volkswagen employees, the orders are melting rapidly. On Tuesday, Cavallo and her deputy Jürgen Mannkopf answered urgent questions from the workforce as part of a live stream that has been announced days earlier. According to information from Volkswagen's management, the interest was enormous. More than 10,000 employees dialed in live. And Cavallo continued, the combustion engine business in China is still going well. But if we only look at our e-cars, it's so frightening that we have to catch up as quickly as possible. Now, how will they be able to do that with their inferior product? I don't know. And their ICE business might be doing well right now, but that will quickly change over the next couple of years as the EV market share continues to rise in China, where Volkswagen finds 50% of their profits. So no wonder the chairwoman is saying, this is frightening. And Renault will follow Ford's footstep as Renault CEO Luca de Meo has announced a radical restructuring of the French car manufacturer. The company will be split into individual companies and the BEV business will be separate from this ICE business. In this way, the losses of the BEV division will become visible and transparent. So that is great, so we can get more insights into how it's going for the big boys and the BEV business. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest supporters of this channel. My new YouTube members, Terence Cott, Francisco Joseph Blasco Pyre, Ozan, and Carrie McKern. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. It is rare, but it does happen. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and help me getting closer to that 100,000 we are creeping in on. Or maybe hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And don't forget, if you want to become an executive producer to get some news articles during the week, some exclusive videos, early access, ads-free, sponsor-free, and access to all my research, charts, and spreadsheets, head over to bestintesla.com and join with the members button. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to a donation options in the show notes. And also as simple as hitting the super like button. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.